I have ADD, so I think I went floating somewhere just now, like in the halfway point of what you were talking about.
Hello, hello,
Hey,
hello.
it's so good to see you.
It's good to see you too. It's been a while. It's been a while. You
It's,
good?
yeah, for me, it's been too long. I remember every time that I meet up with you and a certain core group of people, it reinvigorates me, it recharges me. So it's so good to see you.
Good, 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 good. Where are you now in the world?
Right now, I'm in Switzerland, and I'll just show you. Maybe you can see the hills
Ooh,
behind me,
look at the blue
the
sky.
blue sky, the good weather.
Is what has been on your mind lately?
The most common question I've gotten is, how do you feel in light of all that is going on in the world?
Hmm.
And I think that there is a shift happening, a massive shift, and it's not just happening around me, but it's also happening inside of myself as well. And I think we all have to find ourselves readjusting to something that is happening. And so right now, what has been on my mind is how much can I shift to adjust to what is going on in my own country,
Mm.
but which is also a global phenomenon, something that is happening in Germany, even the place that I've chosen to reside for the last 20 something odd years. How can I adjust to even what I'm reading and seeing there? We, I don't know if you've ever heard of the Overton window, and it's something that describes how something radical, which is being said over and over, can shift our perspective. That means that it becomes more acceptable the louder and more often it is said.
Mm.
So a group of people on a certain side of of our political spectrum
Yeah.
have been saying things out loud, which has shifted and made so many people comfortable with saying those things. They've become acceptable through this window of acceptability. And that shift has done something to the people on both sides of
Mm.
that spectrum and the people in the middle as well. And that has made me think so much lately of how much can I fight this shift to keep it on my side? How much power do I have? How much energy do I have to keep it from radicalizing even more to one side, that people stop feeling that it's okay to say things, to act a certain way, to treat a subset of people a certain way?
And how are you navigating that, like in your daily life?
In my daily life, I just have a lot of talks about it. I find myself also watching it a bit too much.
Okay.
I don't know if that's navigating or not. That's definitely a way that I deal with it, is by checking to see if it's really real sometimes. I find
Mhm.
myself looking to see if it's really real. But I'm always reminded that it always has been real.
Mhm.
I think now it's just loud, but it's always been real.
Right, right, right.
We saw in June of 2020 how real it really is. And that was 5 years before it got even crazy. It even got louder.
Talking about it, how does it look like for you?
Well, for me, it's something that I dealt with from a young age, you know. I was born at a specific time. We won't exactly say when, but I was born at a specific time where this kind of rhetoric was very loud
Mm.
and was very allowed, was permitted. And what I've done, I think, is I've kind of concentrated a lot lately on home, the United States. So I've been on the phone so much more with my parents.
Mm.
But I can't lie. I've talked a lot about Germany. I've
Mm.
talked about Austria, talked about Vienna, about things that have been going on for so long
Mm.
in both of those countries. You know, I've talked about you and how you've dealt with this job and being an example, but
Mm.
also being maybe not even always willing, a fighter for equality
Mhm.
for people who are minorities in not just the sense of color, but also in the sense of sexuality, gender, expression, and beyond. You know, through the various jobs you've done and through the various channels that you've chosen to speak out about it in, and to see that our jobs, you know, just when we thought, oh goodness, you know, we were getting somewhere, especially with with Hamilton, for example. Oh, we're getting somewhere. Bam! To be like, bam, and to realize, oh gosh, we got to pull out our old fighting gloves and
Or what do you feel inside for you to call it a shift, or just out of curiosity?
and as it shifts that way for other people, and my pull makes it shift that other way for me. I have to fight with myself not to become bitter,
Mm,
not to get even more extreme, not to see people who I think should be fighting for me
mm,
as bad or as not good friends,
mm.
and to see the people around me who are not POCs in a certain way. But I also have found myself really appreciating, to be honest, a lot of the compassion and a lot of the thought that has been given to this thing by my non POC friends.
Do you think that people see this problem, or what's happening now in the
Ah,
US?
that's it.
All right.
Hell yeah, people see it. Like, of course they do. People see it. I think everyone sees it. It's about, do you choose to ignore what you were seeing, what is right in front of your face, like so many have. I understand what was happening now 80 years ago, or 85, 90, let's say 90 years ago, when this happened the first time in Germany and overseas. People just said, "Oh, oh, no, 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 I don't want to," or that doesn't affect me, or they thought, or they allowed themselves to be, by this Overton window, they allowed themselves to be shifted this way
Mhm.
in their thoughts. I think, especially in Germany, they want to say we got past this, but thankfully, we've been seeing the surge of extreme right wing radicalism in Germany. We've been seeing a party that has been in the last uh, 8 years, you know, like gaining traction here, and that what it's with how young people are being kind of seduced to the dark side, to the side of hate and discrimination and intolerance. And I watched something really interesting today, and it was an interview between two journalists. One was a cook, but he was interviewing another person, and that person, he said, I voted for, he said personally, I voted for that particular party in this last election because I didn't want to experience the dispossession. Those people who are afraid to be a minority now
Mm,
and fear that repayment, that retribution for all of the things that they have done from people who they have made a minority for
mm.
so long.
If you want to, you are allowed to ask me a question.
Yes, I had a couple of questions in my mind for you. My question for you was based around trust. It's basically, how is your trust right now?
How is my trust right now? Oh, that's a deep question. How is my trust right
Yeah.
now? In
Like,
in
what
gen-
has it always been based in, and has that shifted, and how do you find it now
Now, as in the world that we live in, or now as in the
within
man
yourself?
within my oh, trust. I had as I am in my 50th birth year. Um, I'm going through a lot, um, unconsciously, consciously, and this is a beautiful thought. Actually, of beautiful. Add this to the list. I think as a young adolescent, because my mom died so abruptly, and we didn't, none of us expected it. Um, trust was never a big thing in my life because I didn't trust life. Um, wow, thank you. Because I didn't trust life. And now, the older I get, the conversations that I have, the more I dare to get out of the fear of not trusting and be like, okay, what can actually happen? What can actually happen? Whether it is career wise, whether it is a song that I sing that is not in my key, I will crack all over the place. I don't know my lyric, or in life, private life, somebody thinks I'm stupid, or somebody doesn't like me, or all of these things. What can really happen? It's a moment. Yeah, it doesn't feel so nice in the moment, but it will be gone within whatever, you know? So, um, and I've said it, and but now I will say it actually again, the sentence, which has a different meaning. I always said, if I can smile after my mom passed away the way she did, I know life is, I can deal with everything. But that's actually true with trust, you know? Now that I trust the way I decide to trust and decide to trust people, decide to trust life, decide to trust that also all these moments of feeling uncomfortable, painful, hurtful will pass. Um, I trust. I trust. Ooh, Daniel. Yeah, I can say that I trust. I trust myself. Yeah, I trust myself. And it's funny because with getting older, um, I get more relaxed in my brain, in my head, uh, because I know that certain things will happen, but I also know that they will also pass again. And in the moment, like I said, I will freak out for a second, but the freak out moment will be much shorter than they were before.
Uh-huh.
They will,
Uh-huh.
um, yeah.
Yeah.
So also me looking at, how do I want to, or if I want to carry on with my career, and how, and blah blah blah. Jumping into a field that is totally new for me, but I trust it because I can trust myself, and I know I will do the best that I can to make this happen. And even if it doesn't work, which it will work, but if I decide that it doesn't work, I will pick up maybe the microphone again and be like, it's all good. What is there? What is there? There's nothing lost. And also, yeah, if somebody says I don't like you, okay, that's possible. That's not nice to hear, but it is what it is. Um, yeah. How do you come to this question?
Oh, this question. It's really interesting how it came to this question because it's been part and part by, of course, watching your career from the periphery of your life,
Mm,
watching you as a person from the periphery of your life, knowing the things that I've just gathered about you, but then being able to experience you more intensively. I've seen that you have this gumption that
mm,
just keeps you going. And I just wonder if that just comes from maybe this was gifted to you by your mother as she transitioned. She said,
mm.
I'm going to give you extremely high amount of this. Because I saw you switch careers and
Mhm,
just trust. You
mm,
always trust. You seem to trust the process. You seem to trust yourself a lot.
mm,
And I just thought, like, what is going, like, what I want to hear it from him.
mm,
I really do, because it's also something I've learned from
mm.
things that you've said to me. You've also told me to trust,
Mm.
and it's something you say a lot to people that I don't even know if you notice that.
No, I don't even notice it. I am very, very, I cannot say it enough, privileged to have really two, three, maximum four people in my life that I can really trust to tell me the truth, to tell me, don't do that, Gino, or that was not the best thing, or you might want to reconsider, or you you be like with kindness and love, and sometimes, oh no, always love,
Always,
but no,
yes.
sometimes the kindness is not always there because sometimes I don't need to hear it with kindness. Sometimes I need to
No.
hear it with like, stop it right now.
Yes.
That is foolishness. Don't be doing that. Come, and I think that is such a privilege that I have that I have real people around me that I can, because in moments where I don't trust, but yeah, it's not so much that I think it's more that I can feel my gut. I can feel it, and then sometimes my brain comes, and even though I know I should feel, I know that my gut is stronger than my brain. I need to hear it from someone else. I need to hear it from those two people, three people that are in my life that I can be like, okay, what is going on? Um, and yeah, I give that so much grace with, yeah, that whole process and the fact that I have that, and even that, balance of here and here and what do I do, and even that is not anymore a burden. It's more like, okay, there we go again. It's a moment, let me call this person, or let me sit with it for a second and even talk to the person and be like, okay, I'm gonna call you. I know this is the deal. I feel this, but I think this, and this is, da, 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 da. And I think both of my parents, I have to give credit to both of my parents. They have given me, consciously, unconsciously, and it's also with my mom's death, um, a certain feeling of what can happen, what can really, really happen. You might not have the life that you have now, but okay, you know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
So
I mean, my
you,
grandfather said it very well when he said, he told me one day, he said, Daniel, in the end, everything will be fine.
everything will be fine. I thank you, Daniel. Yeah, we stay in touch.
Yes, we will. Stay warm over there.